And good morning, everyone. Welcome to another day of Minecraft. It's Belen starting up. I will be live with you momentarily. I'm just having a bit of a problem getting the client to start this morning. Not quite sure what its challenge is, but normally it doesn't take 5 minutes for the client to start. So I'm just going to have to try and kill it and see if I can force it to start again. There we go. Great. We'll see. There we go. Okay. Got the cover screen. That's a good start. Get ourselves live. Dive. There we are. And we are trying to load in. Come on, computer. All right. Thank you, Iris. I will download you later. Keep away. All right. So we had ourselves a very nice weekend. I'm just going to clear this nasty chat. There we go. And so we had a cool weekend where we got ourselves a bit more supplies, things that I have never had before, like calcite, deep slate. Well, I shouldn't say never had, but haven't had in this world yet. Deep slate, which we have a good amount of, some tuff, diorite, and so on. I can't remember which one it was that I wanted. Was it slate? Let's see. Ooh, that wasn't the one I wanted. Stone. There it is, cobbled deep slate stairs. So because I know I can totally get some more from the caves, then that's what I'm going to start with. I'm just checking that out. Put some of this stuff away. Here, let's just, okay, stone. I'm gonna start by putting some of this stuff away, but just for the heads up of everybody today, oh, diorite's down here. Your redstone ore. Put that in the ores / somewhat expensive box for now. But I'm going to start. First half of the program is going to be working on the church walls and try and get a little bit more going on there with other pieces. But then after that, when the server reboots, we'll take our quick Lego break, the guaranteed 5 minutes, I guess. And then after that, we'll see about going back down in the hole. So that's the idea for today. Hopefully we'll see whether or not that comes through. But yeah, that's the hope at the moment. And I'm always going to forget about these potions of healing. But I might as well not do that. Okay. Boots, pants, hat. I've got my wings. Just put these two side by side so I know where things are at. And save those diamond ones for when we go and do the underground part. Just so that we have less to lose, right? Is that how that goes? That. Put that up there, sure. Can't remember what I wanted the shears for. There was a reason. Can't remember. Anyway. That. Alright. Put the ores box back. This one. What else did I have? Oh. Diamond. Glow inks. Randoms. Okay. Ink. Oops, that goes in the other one. I'm just starting with putting some stuff away because I haven't had the chance to play since I streamed on Sunday. Just Fantastic Sherlock Fox is out of town this week, which means... Oh, can I stack those? Yeah, okay. He's out of town this week, which means that I'm doing all the mom stuff, which is cool, you know, no complaints. But it also means that I need to... The result, okay. I need to be doing mom stuff sometimes instead of hanging out and doing some of the rest of the fun things. So, yeah. That's life for you. Amethyst. Go there. Where's it? I don't think I had a spot for it yet. Yes, no blocks. Be their own box. Basalt. Okay, I'll take that and put it in. No. Yeah, kinda, sorta. Come on, you. Do. There we go. 1, 2. Slate, of course. Not the one I want to do that to. This one and that one. Whatever. I'm just eccentric. Okay, I need for my project. And let's put amethyst down there. I've never had amethyst before, so this is quite the thrill for me to have some amethyst. I'll say that I put you. One, that one. Okay. Now, this thing, what does it need? Copper, copper, and one of those shards. Well, it's not like we have a problem with finding copper. Where did I put it is really the issue. I'm kind of looking forward to getting the church finished up because I'm going to be making that the new storage building. And so it's exciting to me in that I will be able to, what's the word? I will be able to get everything moved over and hopefully remember to put up signs this time around. Yes. It'll be lovely. Okay, spyglass. I actually have a spyglass now. Yay! I have no idea how to use it. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I have a zoomy zoom now. Or sort of, at least. Alright. Happy with that. Let's put the rest of this copper back before I lose it. And the amethyst before I lose it. And as much fun as it would be to go and see if hanging out at the church is enough to get the other amethyst to grow, I don't think I'll be doing that in the second half, just because we need to do something a little different. Something a bit more exciting. Okay, let's take this. That box looks good. Okay, I have a couple of unwritten books hanging out in there because I keep trying to remember to put my kids' last 2 stories into the bookshop. So yeah, I haven't finished writing them into the books. And where are we here? That. So the completely random element, just I'm going to mention while we start here. And I remember where it's at. Oh, yes. Oh, don't need that. Alright. Am disorganized enough? Yes. I just need to get milk. We're good. So the Lego Build Redeem, I've been hoping to get like half of what I had set it for, but I didn't. I don't think A, didn't publicize it enough, B, as I mentioned, some of my other redeems were too expensive, and C, oh, whoops, and C is that I just had it set too high. So what I will probably do is specify which particular single kit I will build and potentially reopen that for donation too. However, I need to actually go and refund all the points because we didn't make it. So I'm going to refund the points for that first. I don't know why I'm standing by the chicken thing when I need cow's milk. There we go. That. Can go over there for now. Don't know if I'm going to need deep slate, but give it a shot. Okay, where are we? Can I fly? Yes, I can fly. Sort of, maybe, kinda. The only thing I don't like about flying right now, aside from forgetting to do it, is that when I come in too hot, or if I'm not totally up for it, doing the spins to kill momentum sometimes can throw me a little bit for a few minutes, so I just have to be careful of that one. But enough of the double jumping does it as it is. But can I something out of that? No. What do I have to do? Let's see. There's. That's deep slate. I have to cobble it first, I assume. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Which is not going to happen at the moment, because I didn't bring the right pickaxe for that. Throw those up. I'm not going to need those. Alright. So what I was working on here that I don't think I showcased off was that I have been working on trying to get some of the arches put in on the interior of the building, because that allows me to size up windows for the height of the building. So once I did that, I got the height and some of the length, but I need to finish that part up to be able to do the height before we can put the roof on this section. And it is a bit odd because it's one of those sort of offset roofs. I have never built an offset roof before. Usually mine are like dead center, so this is going to be an interesting learning experience for me. And I'm liking it as a challenge, but we'll see where it goes from there. Right. Oh. That actually. Do I know how to? I do not know how. How do we? Don't know how to do that, so I'll build it later. I'm going to not just simply talk out loud and not do anything. I actually need to figure out where all my bits and bobs were. Okay, what do I need here? I need trap doors. I need oh, that's quartz, actually. Good evening, Creep. How are you doing today? Shame on my bot, because my bot should have said hello by now and it did not. So it needs to be kicked, but that's okay. Trapdoors. Probably some mushroom stem, but I'll leave that for now. What did I put in here? I have smooth. Got smooth quartz. Cannot be. Apparently I'm out of smooth sandstone. Please tell me I actually made some. That's a bit of a pain in the butt to wait for. Ow! I derped. Glide? No, I derped.
Apparently not.
Nice delay. Yes, good, I made some. Yoink. Alright. In without hitting something? Yes. Okay, let's just put some stock away, otherwise I will lose everything. Those stairs. Alright, so now we've got enough that we should be able to keep going here. I have glass. A little bit. That's not even enough for the next window. I swear, if I didn't have my head screwed on initially, then it's really a bad scene. Lots of windows, so let's just take them all. It's been an interesting weekend. I actually came off the weekend feeling pretty fired up, but then, you know, tons of scout meetings and stuff just had... It makes things a little disappointing in life, I guess, just because, I don't really like scout meetings, I guess. Probably the long and the short of it. I do not like scout meetings, Sam I am. But it is what it is. I mean, as in the planning meetings, let me correct that, because I definitely enjoy the youth meetings, just planning meetings are something else. Different beast. Let's see, how many of these I actually need to... Probably don't need the front ones anymore. At least not all of it. A lot. That one. Take down this one. The thing about scaffolding being cheap is ones that get stuck on the ledges, I can just let them despawn, I don't care. kind of nice. Usually I care about when things are left hanging around, but I don't. A nice change. Alright. They were quite a lot of talk, and coming right off of a stream on Sunday, I was not in the headspace to actually go to the meeting. I needed to, obviously, but not really in the mood. And I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness, would you guys please shut up? I'd rather be home playing. But, you know, it is what it is. We definitely needed to have those conversations. My daughter, Queen, may have a camp the very first weekend, but we don't. But we just found out that there's some problems with the booking, and that efforts have been made to try and resolve said problems, but no success on those efforts yet, which means that, yeah, we could have ourselves some challenges. Remember, did I fill? That's the other one. So, anyway, it's that businessy stuff you always got to deal with when you're dealing with groups, right?
Hello?
Hello, Chief Tackleberry. How are you this morning? Good to see you. Good to see you. I don't know if you've been in my stream before. Sometimes I lose track on whose streams I've been in and who has been in my stream. But this morning we are working on a very, very large church. And that's for the first half, and then the second half I'll probably squirrel and go to back underground, which is something I did on the weekend. And I don't know if I'm going to bother going back to the geode that we found, keep caving and see what we can find for other geodes or something, or other locations, or whether I'm going to try and take on the mine shaft that I'm aware of down there. I haven't decided on that front yet, but something underground-ish will probably be the second half. So, yeah. This building is coming along. I haven't learned anything new about it. I was looking into finding out more. Just no luck just yet. What we're working on is, if I can find the picture, minimize the number of pictures I had open so that it wasn't as annoying in terms of tabs, but now I have to figure out which one I was looking at. Ooh. Meeny, miny, mo. There we go. So, essentially, go it correctly. References. Which page? That's going to show up correctly. No, it will not. Oh, this might if I actually turn on the correct folder. There we go. So that's the reference picture we've got right now for the section I'm working on. Is I'm doing, in order to get the windows and everything placed in the right spacing, then I had to build the arches from the inside, but because the windows and such determine the height part of the building. And now that I've got a lot of that tagged, I just need to fill it in. And it actually gives the place a bit more solid feel, I guess is probably a good way of putting it. But I'm also crossing my fingers that I won't be running into villager parties visiting this time around. Last time I had that happen off stream, the pillager captain stuck around for a ridiculously long time, and I was unfortunately unable to take care of it because, pardon me, because I was too close, or like this part of my base is too close to my trading hall full of villagers. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting build. Just trying to see if I have easily finished look. I can't recall, but that one I'd have to dig around a bit for. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a big build for me. It's still a challenge to learn because I don't usually build big builds. I want to. I really am encouraged by people who build big builds, even those who dig big digs, I guess. This will be the window here. Okay. I think. Yeah. So yeah, I'm inspired by people who do big builds, and I would love to be able to do more big builds. I'm trying to teach myself how to get that done. That's always a learning process. Okay, 4. But yeah, most of the base theme here that we've got is all mystery book characters, aside from like, we've got some farms and things that are somewhat necessary. But it's all mystery book themes. So this one is actually based off of a character named Father Brown by E.K. Chesterton. And very interesting guy, I guess, because he manages to fulfill his duties while being basically a rather successfully friendly, nosy individual. And that usually gets him into all kinds of scrapes. And really, he just wants to know why. Wants to know why, how, who, and that's what gets him into the whole mystery side of things. So, I can get out of the way. Windows. But yeah, this is probably by far the largest build I've built so far. In that respect, I mean, we've got the carpet art, which hasn't changed since I showed it last, but over here. And so when I've talked in your stream, Chief Tackleberry, about the carpet art, I'm going to be laying carpet while I'm listening to you. It's because I'm working on a book cover that has got that sort of picture. No, it's below the church reference, but the only part cutting off is the title of the book. But that's what I'm working for as a cover art. And this is 150 by 150. Now, it's not meant to be map art, but several people have encouraged me to turn it into map art when I'm done. Yeah, that's taking a while. All right, let's kill the book cover. Back to where we're at. But yeah, one of the things I discovered or was reminded of on the weekend was that even when I have thanks, Grief, I really appreciate that. It means a lot. To be honest, you guys, both of you, are some people who've actually inspired me to do big builds, because some of the ones you guys have are really creative, and I love the way they come out, the way they look. So I like it when I built this whole pillar off by 1, 2, 3. Nope, I've offset the window. Somehow. Oh, lordy. Okay. The problem that we've got with the picture there is we've got evens and odds, and in real life you can actually get away with that. In Minecraft, not so much. Besides the fact that I screwed up the window and made it 1 too high. So, trying to think here. How did I manage to mess that up? Okay, I see what I've done with the window. That's wrong. But it's over by 1 as well. So I need to move it. Yeah, Minecraft, I've had to make some artistic decisions in this one, just because you can't actually have both evens and odds successfully offset from one another. Like, just don't stack. So if the window is actually 3 in the picture, 3 wide in the picture, and I've had to choose to make it 4, which works fine because it's supposed to be the same width as the one up front here. That was actually a 3, but I had to make it 4 because the top was also, I think it was a 3? No, it's a 2. But so I had to make a decision on that, I guess, is where I'm going with that. And as you can see, sometimes the conversions catch me a little off guard. But it's YouTube that actually have very nice big builds that have made me want to try more big builds. For example, I actually am quite serious that if I hadn't gone and torn down one of the mansions on this server after we as a group had cleared it out, that I would have considered probably snagging a page out of one of your books and turning it into something along the lines of a hotel done differently. I can't exactly say I'm too original when it comes to an idea like that. The inside would always be different because we decorate differently. But yeah, that's every place or every time you do something, it's a little different. Also because I don't do anything along the lines of tutorial work. You just see the process work as I'm building. That I wouldn't necessarily be fully copying. It was actually kind of funny, Creep, though. I think I have forgotten to put anything in past weekend's stream boxes for either of my streams. I know I announced one of them, but I don't think I ever did anything about it. And I didn't put anything in for the second one at all. Considering I spent a huge chunk of time on the amethyst geode, I'll probably put a block of amethyst in there. Because it works. Okay, so let's see. Are we lined up now? Considering that somehow this is still not working out great. 4. 1, 2. Oh, yes, that one's wrong. Wait a minute. Yep, that one is wrong. I play with so many different versions of these pillars that doing it correctly uses me for a second. 2. 1, 2. Got the stairs. Oops. On stay. Thank you very much. It's coming along nicely. I'm glad to hear that. It's one of those things that building something like this, partly because it's new for me, is I'm fairly critical, and I shouldn't necessarily be. But on the other hand, too, until you really get, well, on a roll, for lack of a better term. Yeah, the second one turned out okay. Until you get on a roll, then it's kind of hard to make everything work out the way you would like. And also, I place blocks slowly. I'm not very good with efficiency. Not that I wouldn't want to be better with it. It's just I tend to overplace sometimes, and then when I go to take it back out and fix it, I overmine. So I just have to work on that a little bit more. I mean, I've been playing this game for years, but until I started streaming, I never really cared that I placed things wrong, so to speak, or slow. It's one of those it is what it is parts. So yeah, the reason why Cash and Chilled tend to apply to almost all of my streams is just that I'm... but yeah, you know, things move as they will, and we'll get it done eventually. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's actually pull out... I don't know why I'm a little spacey today, because, I mean, I know I didn't get enough sleep. That's pretty normal for me of late. Not insomnia, just squirreling, and then you realize what time it is and that you should have gone to bed kind of jazz. But, I stay up too late sort of thing. But in those cases, oh, I shouldn't be squirrely because I was up earlier than usual. I'm not just rolling out of bed straight into stream, which happened far too often. Oh, Creef, I actually... This is kind of an embarrassing admission, I guess. I have actually legit timed you, as in roughly blocks per minute, and you're more than double my speed. It's not just the dirt. I mean, dirt, if one screws up dirt, it's no big deal. But yeah, no, you place things faster than I do. That's fine. It's just means that even your Mondo projects, part of the reason I'm picking something a little bit smaller scale as opposed to a whole complex as of yet is just that it would take me forever and a day to figure out how to do that properly. But it is what it is. But yeah, that's part of actually one of the things I said to my kids this morning, do you think people would mind if I went back to working on the church? And they said, well, how much of your stream are you going to do for that? Because they're home for another couple of days before they go back to school. And they wanted to watch, but they said, yeah, but I don't know if we're going to watch if you only do the church. Like, well, what do you think? So that's part of where we made the deal that I was going to do some church and some other stuff. Oops. I gotta take that out. If I put that top row in, then I'm going to be having problems with the windows. 2, 3. So. Bang. Head. Here. No falling off. I had grandiose plans when Fantastic Fox was out of town, and my mother-in-law was taking the kids for the day, but it turned out my grandiose plans involved going to a garden center, and then, like, it actually is a thing for me when I think about doing things like buying bags for the kitchen counter composter. Like, I shouldn't actually have to think about that as a separate item. There's no other reason to go shopping except that was like for groceries or whatever, but that's what we were out of entirely. So I had to go buy compost bags, which is a different store, and then I went to a third shop. It was like a tools type of store. Or remember what I was doing. Something anyway. Oh, I know, it was like a tarp. So it's little things where you end up with going to a bunch of different shops and always needing to buy something else. So, sort of like it was an individual thing. Yeah. It eats so much of your day. Also, I'll be perfectly upfront. I haven't had the world's best headspace lately. Something I struggle with on a rather regular basis. But the point of that part of the story, such as it is that it just means that everything takes longer when you've got that kind of headspace going on. There's a huge waste of the world's time, yours and everybody else's. And then I wouldn't say you end up kicking yourself for it. That would be inaccurate. Say that. To that one. But in any case, one of the things where it's time, it's been spent, you can't get it back. Let's, try and teach ourselves to move on. And wow, that was not where I meant to go with that conversation. Oops. Daisy, apologies all around. Okay, this out. This is all we've got. Think. Single. The double. Yeah. Let's come out. 3, and 4. There we go. Okay, I should be able to reach the top now. Great. Pick block, please read my mind. So. Fine. Good. All right. Not feeling right. Oh, guess I didn't second guess myself because that was correct. Okay, well. Alright. So we got some sort of chill tunes this morning, just hanging out, rather literally, on the side of a building. One, two, four. Break. I think part of the big trick that I need to learn is not just the building itself. And it's just something that comes with practice. Nothing you can really teach yourself by doing a book or watching others, is to learn a flow for yourself of order of operations. because unlike other activities, there's no one to tell you exactly what order to put things in. You've got to decide that for yourself. You know? First you do X and then you do Y is not always something that's going to be handed to you on a silver platter. You need to figure it out, and otherwise you get there, it just takes a bit. 3, 3. Right. This one. 2. Stairs, block. Stairs. Block. Oops. Can't do that part for now. Alright. All over. Just for curiosity's sake, pull up this one. I think we may have had this question on the weekend. What food would you say is delicious, but is sort of annoying to prepare so you can eat it? Or a pain to eat in some sort of way, maybe how you have to eat it? So like, for example, one of the examples I gave on the weekend was the pomegranates, because while the fruit can be yummy, it's kind of annoying to have to pick them apart. Oops. I know someone else had mentioned artichokes are annoying in that respect, but they taste good, which I would agree with in both cases. I actually had one of my kids reminded me on the weekend, I think it was, or maybe it was my husband. One of the two reminded me that things like soft tacos or fajitas can be annoying because there's a whole bunch of prep, and then you have to have a whole bunch of assembly. Ow. The assembly can be a challenge. I really should count these blocks. It's 5. And I get there from here? Not quite. Five. This is what I was like looking at that row. Okay. Prickly pears. Now that's one I've never had. I would love to try one someday. I've never actually had prickly pears. Though from what I understand, the preparation is kind of annoying because you have to take off the outer layer of the sort of the prickly part. So in essence, you have to peel them, but they're not your average peel because of the nature of being related to cacti. But as a food, I would love to taste prickly pears sometime, just more of an experience thing. Be that one. I assume then that Creef, you've tried prickly pear yourself. I would not know what to do with it, to be honest with you. Like, after peeling it, do you eat it raw? Do you juice it? That I could see, though it would be weird. Or do you put it, like, cook it and put it in things? Like, I have no clue what I would do with one, even once I had it peeled properly. Yeah, it does have extremely fine thorns, which I understand can actually cause real digestive distress. They can get stuck or cause damage on the way by. Far more so than people who have like gluten issues or something, have problems with wheat. The pears would be worse by a good margin. Okay. Oops, up there. Okay, can I reach? 1. That's it. made a bit of a mistake by putting a row of blocks above. So, I mean, it's helpful in one respect to get a ballpark idea of how tall the building is, but it does mean then that I can't all do it from the top because this happens far too frequently. 1, 2, 5. So, you eat it raw after you peel it. Sweet and really good if you put it in the fridge overnight. Oh, yeah, I guess. So in other words, eating it chilled is pretty yummy. 5, there we go. You totally see that. Definitely see that. It's not one of, I mean, as you can imagine, I'm in Prairie, Canada, so in theory we could do prickly pears, but it's not something you see around here. I think it's just our winters are too cold for too long. Oh, whoops, How did I mess that up? It just doesn't look right. Here I am, tromping along, enjoying myself. Oh, haha. Second guessed made this pillar too tall. Okay. That explains a lot. This one. Go. I'd love to try that. Good. It could be, yeah. Like, I'm sensitive to cold and frost, and unfortunately, we don't have a lot of reasonable cost heating around here. I mean, to some extent, I envy the Icelandic because they have, through geothermal heating, they can do things like, in Canada, in Western Canada, you can they're expensive, but you can get them shipped in tomatoes all year round because we can import them from other places, but also we tend to import them from Iceland. I'm not quite sure why we import them from Iceland, but we do, and therefore
hello,
and therefore we have tomatoes all the time. But yeah, they've got geothermal, and I think something like that would be good because it's relatively inexpensive for heating your house. I mean, it's going to be there regardless. You don't have to have burners or whatever. Whereas the greenhouses out here often have oil heaters. Hello and good morning. How are you doing, G. James? Hopefully you had a good finish to your weekend and start to your week. Did I? Going through the quartz a little faster than I expected, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. To make sure that I use it correctly. Here. There. It seems to be for every pillar side I get correct, I get one where I've derped and made a mistake. So it's one of those, look at it 4 or 5 times, build it thrice. It's the way it goes, I suppose. The other funny thing is I'm in a savanna biome, and I keep expecting that it's turning night really quickly. I know I just slept, but it just feels like it's turning night quickly. Well, it's not really doing that. Oops. It's just when it's overcast and would rain elsewhere, it just gets weird and gloomy. Kind of like pre-night here. So, yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're making some progress. The inside of the church, which was required, I wasn't going to get to it as quickly. I was going to do the whole outside frame first, but in order to figure out how tall the building main chunk is, I needed to finish off that, or I had to find out how tall the pillars are, get all the windows put in up top. So yeah, this part necessitated that, but that's okay because once I get that part done, in theory, I could start moving some of the storage out here. And the walls are really weird looking. I don't know if I'm going to need all of this much space. One of the things actually I find really interesting about the pictures that we're using is you can sort of see a little bit from the inside that, like Minecraft, one of those funny times where life imitates Minecraft, or the other way around, But it's one of those funny times where those things imitate one another in a way I would not have expected, because rather than just simply whitewashing the inner walls or plastering and then whitewashing, which is what I would have expected, you can actually see, I'm just going to see if I can really quickly find a picture where it looks like that. You're looking around. Close this. Oh, it well enough. Yeah. See, it's not easy to see in the size that I've got there. Very briefly make it a bit larger. But you can sort of see in the back window, right up in the top, that it's extra deep. And that's because they've done what I would probably have to do in Minecraft as well, is put an entire inner layer of a smoother stone, probably a white of some sort, so that they didn't have to worry about plastering and painting as much. It's not just in some respects it's a life or a time saver, but in other respects it's an image thing, because their whitewashing was, well, pardon me for saying so, ugly. Which means that that it actually looked nicer for them to put stone on the inside and then paint the smooth stone, whereas the outside was all the rough sandstone that was starting to get worn away. My kids pointed out to me that the exterior of the building, a lot of pictures, they can kind of see it. Because there was a really good example of how even though the extension was added later than the main portion of the building, the extension was made out of, I don't know, what we call today cheaper stone, like lower quality stone than the rest of the building. And so you can almost guess when certain additions were put on based on how they attached to the building. Not when, but as in what order. But a good example is this picture here, where it's harder to see in the scale I've given you guys in that corner, but the sandstone on the outside is far rougher. However, that part of it is actually newer by a good margin than the main portion of the building you can just see above. And oddly enough, it's unclear when the tower was added, but it's definitely got a smoother, higher quality, denser stone to it than the extension you can start to see out front there. In any case, where's your picture? Yeah. Doo-ba-doo. The outside of what I'm looking at, just from the opposite side of the building. But you can't see a whole lot of that because it's hidden by the extension on the inside. Yeah. So even in this picture, we're actually working on this left-hand side at the top. You can still see it at the top of the little picture that you've got there. A bit of tiny. You can see a bit at the top of how it's inset deeper, and that affects how Minecraft gets it done too. Come on, bot. Welcome in, raiders. Welcome. My alerts appear to be AWOL at the moment, but that's okay. We can at least give you a happy little grain and say welcome in, Lord Snow. Thank you very much for bringing your party with you. I am going to give this bot a quick kick in the tuchus and see if we can get it to cooperate properly. Shouldn't take very long here. How's me? Half decent mood. I actually am not just rolling straight out of bed into a stream for a change, but that's because Fantastic Sherlock Fox is not here to take the elephant shovel, so to speak, and cover for me. As we also needed to get the kids up, emphasize rolling their sleep schedule back a bit so that they can actually be awake for school. Here it's here's Tuesday, whereas they start school on Thursday. So hopefully they'll be able to be a little more awake. I'm just going to shrink that reference picture again, because you guys don't need it all quiet. And that way. I want Alt. So let's buff it up a little bit so that you guys don't have to see much of the chaotic rest of this.
Oh, hello there!
Finally, bot, you're listening a little bit. All right. So, yeah, we're working on the wall. That's fine. Take the time you need, Lord Snarl. And when you come back, I would like to know what it was you were up to in your stream, because you're another one that's been doing being a lot of inspiration for me to attempt builds that I would never have attempted previously. So part of this is because I've been able to see awesome things you guys have been working on. Well, no need to ask what that either A, should have been, and B, looks like. Thinking about the other day.
Hello there.
I quite like this sort of... Hello there, Benson. How are you doing? So I was thinking the other day about how I actually quite like the look of the yin-yang symbol thing, but it's lost its family friendliness in a lot of contexts. So, kind of a shame, because that's quite a nice sort of feel and mood and whatever, but also doesn't apply in this particular build, but it's just one of those things that had popped into my head the other day. But that's supposed to be sandstone, or is that supposed to be quartz? Sandstone, okay. See, as I said, check 5 or 6 times and you rebuild 3. There we go. And that. Aha! It's Lego time! So I'm just going to switch over to the Be Right Back screen. And then we will get ourselves a Lego desk. Just going to make sure it works before I switch you over. Ow. Backlight this? Wall? Oh, that's not gonna work either. Okay. I was trying something new with one of my clip lamps recently, and it's just not looking right. So I'm going to once again apologize for the bad shadowing. I'm still working on trying to figure out how to get the system not to backlight things. I was actually looking at a very nice large mouse pad from IKEA, but unfortunately they only had one in stock in my city, and their systems apparently won't let them actually reorder until they get to zero stock in the store, apparently. That's what I got from one of the staffers, and so she had to initiate what's called a staff inquiry, or a stock inquiry, which basically makes somebody run around trying to find pieces, and then if it's truly not findable, then they can set it to 0 and order more. So she's just said, come back again. I'm like, but it's been like that for 2 months. She goes, I know. Sorry. Anyway, but I'm also looking at other ways of lighting this space, and just did not give myself the time this morning to bring down the other lamp I was going to test. But you can kind of see you've got a bit of a shadow going on there, like faux de laine. Okay, let's give it our 5-minute timer and build away. So we're working on the Hogwarts Moments divination class. So we've got, I don't know how else shows there. On the edges we've got like a crystal ball sort of thing on the side. Nothing too exciting on the cover. I mean, there's a few crystals and teacups and whatnot, very divination themed. Then inside we're starting to make the mount pieces that go up against the walls and fold out. So that's where we're at now. Coolest character in this one, I would say, is Professor Trelawney. And it's kind of hard to show because this camera just does not want to focus today. Well, anyway, that's a cool looking character. In the movie, she was played by Emma Thompson. And did fairly well, but there were some weird stories going on. I still have not yet taken the time to watch a video I mentioned several days ago about the fact that there were some really weird things, well, weird to us, things going on what's the word? The set, I guess, of Harry Potter, where some actors and actresses would do things like Sybil Trelawney, Emma Thompson refused to be in the same room at any time with Helen Bonham Carter, who was playing Bellatrix Lestrange. So, I mean, it's a good thing in the books that those characters never had to have a duel, because that would have been a problem for the filmmakers. Just because those two refused to be in the same room. Oh, come on. Phone? Please change apps, thank you. There we go. Okay. So this one's telling me to put on some tall pillars. I have a bad habit of wiggling and breaking these, so we just need to be careful. The addition of a mouse pad, this pad underneath, was one of my attempts this morning to see about the lighting situation for the Lego, just because I was trying to see if by putting down a mouse pad, would I be able to block out enough of the glare and still get a light? And the answer was no. So what's actually holding up the camera that you guys see is I've got what should be a monopod for a regular camera. I mean, if you think of it like a hiking stick or a selfie stick that you just set on the ground, right? It's a single pole. And I've got it pinched between the desk and the wall, and then a horizontal clip arm coming out from there, which in turn is holding the web camera, just because the web camera couldn't give me enough depth and proper angle to be able to do Lego build space. Okay. I think, what am I looking for? There we go. One. And a foggy pearlescent piece. That's kind of cool. So the cylinder on this one, it will not show up well in the camera, but I'll hold it up anyways. Foggy. There we go. The cylinder itself, it doesn't show on camera. It looks just sort of smoked, but it's actually a pearlescent sort of color, which is nice. It gives it a good detail that I did not expect. Okay. I do this without popping the hinge. Go. Right, and turn the page. Ring! I should probably make a little sound for that, so I just press the button. Okay, what have we got? Square, curve, and a light-colored jig. And what did I miss in the previous instruction? Oh, and some couple yellow pieces. Okay. And I nearly break it. Go. As I mentioned at the top of the stream, the Lego build challenge, I was actually, I had sized it wrong, insofar as it was way bigger than I needed for a goal. So I thought, okay, well, if I get half of it, I'll go ahead with the goal anyways. We didn't make the half mark. So I may open it again with a significantly smaller number, but also I was leaving it really open-ended as to which kit I was going to build, so I think when I reopen the challenge, I can A, make it a smaller goal of points by a good margin, but B, also have one particular kit listed. And that's probably easier because it takes out the uncertainty. But, a Minecraft streamer? Well, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're back to Minecraft, so yeah. There we go. All right. We're back to the main game. Just getting the server rebooted. Here goes. A Minecraft streamer. I'm actually quite curious by what you meant by that, Kreef. Yeah, I'm really quite curious by that. Okay. Sort of makes me go, one of the other things that I actually haven't done is, I noticed in the past that, or recent past, that the VOD archive I've got going on YouTube, which is just about all the YouTube account does, actually, it is all the YouTube account does right now, seems to get used for a matter of seconds, of course. Every time that I do a build, every time I do a title where I involve the word Lego, and I've been doing that, like, and leaving it on video on demand titles where I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I left it on the titles where we actually had a Lego break and stream like we would have this morning. And so by leaving the word Lego in there, I was getting people on the YouTube side, I assume, coming for the Lego, and then not staying because it was Minecraft, even though it involves the word Lego in the title. So yeah, I don't know what was going on there per se, but so what I'm working on as a side element is trying to figure out how to get an automation going so that the content, or the content, the category of the stream changes mid-stream without me having to manually do it. Every time I switch to Lego, that it would switch to like makers and crafting. Just because what that will do at the Twitch side is it forces Twitch to break it up. So Twitch will actually give me stream, like 2 separate streams in a way, or well, 3 really, because I'm having 3 different pieces. And by doing that, then I get the Lego part as a separate chunk. Then I can load that up to YouTube as a separate piece in a separate playlist, just even partially as an experiment. But also it means that people who show up, or may show up, during that segment of my stream don't get all confused saying, well, I came for the Minecraft, what on earth is going on? You know? And it's not something I particularly worry about, it's more personal bugbear, I guess? A bugbear, that's not the word. But yeah, belief in veracity, I guess? Accuracy, maybe? 1, 2. Why does that look wrong? Because the stairs are missing. Okay. I keep checking halfway through. I'm going to be incorrect. Oh! Gotcha. Gotcha. If you had unlimited money to start your own business, what would it be? Minecraft streamer. Yeah, totally. Totally. Because one of the things I find interesting is some of the other gamers who are big enough meaning that they have managed to make it into a full-time career, it's not just about their gaming skills. Some of the other streamers have things like production crews, you know, like they actually have a producer, or they've got a paid editor, or whatever. Like they have people who do the scene changes for them and stuff in the middle. It's not just about pressing buttons, it's about deciding when some items belong differently. Makes sense. When things need to change on screen because whatever the situation is. So it helps with those sorts of transitions, but and helps people to have other people who do the analysis on what's working and what's not. So that the streamer themselves can focus on legit just being themselves and doing the stream. If I had unlimited money to start my own business, what would it be? That's a tough one. Because part of it is, I do crafts sometimes. Like as in, I knit and stuff like that, and some people said, well, you should try joining an Etsy store or something like that. No. I think if I had unlimited money, I wouldn't bother starting a store. Or a business of any kind. And the reason for that is because as soon as I turn it into a business, for me it becomes no longer fun. And that sounds weird in one respect, particularly with relation to the question. But the other reason to me that it sounds odd is I've grown up with someone who sort of been there, did that. So, as some of you are aware, my father he did a bunch of things. I mean, it wasn't, that makes it sound wrong. He started out, like, he always had a hobby of being a magician. As weird as that sounds, and potentially cool as that sounds, I don't know. But in any case, he had a hobby of that. But his paying job was he was a draftsperson. And why is this not working out right? He was a draftsperson. But unfortunately, after many years, the company, of course, laid off various workers, particularly as things got computerized and automated, and it made a ageist assumption that the old dinosaurs couldn't learn the new technology, which was kind of sad, because at his own expense, my dad had paid for courses in that he could actually learn the new tech. But he managed to survive, what was it, 11 rounds, I think, of layoffs before they, quote-unquote, finally got him. And so, so what he did at that point was, he had already been doing sort of a paying hobby in that his magic shows, which was, initially was actually an interest, that his magic shows were always extra, like as in, my parents didn't live in a very wealthy area, like we weren't or any stretch of the imagination at all. And even in our neighborhood, we owned a house, while some of the nearby ones were income-assisted rentals. Nice enough people and stuff, but, you know, that sort of thing. But anyways, but we had money, and my parents had decided rather than having a large, fancy house, they were just going to have, own a smaller house and then spend money on experiences. So we did vacation, we did camping, but we also did, vacations to places. I've been to North America. It's not too big a deal, but I've been to, say, the Hawaiian Islands. 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna count in my head. Possibly 4 times, I think. And I've done Disneyland and Disney World. Well, the Disney World was a weird situation, but I've done those sorts of things on more than one occasion. And I would not have had those opportunities if my parents had decided to live in a wealthier neighborhood, for example. So, over here. The point of that story was, when my father finally, unfortunately, got laid off, he decided, well, I'm old enough that I really don't think anybody else is going to hire me except those little, self-employed places. Over here, we've got companies, one of them is called the Nutman. And basically, you just become a semi-self-employed distributor of snacks. That's really all that was. It's not a glamorous business by any stretch of the imagination. He decided, other than doing weird things like that, he wasn't going to get a job because he felt he was just too old. It wasn't that he didn't want one, I don't think. I think it was just that he thought nobody was going to hire him. And I mean, that's a self-defeating situation, but anyways. So he's instead decided he was going to try and make a bigger go of it. It's the middle. Okay. Bigger go of it with his magic business, which did not necessarily bring in a whole lot. It was enough to annoyingly be above the income tax escape line, but he did stuff like that. So anyways, how that fits into the whole thing is I've seen people try to turn something they enjoy into a business, even assuming that money was no object. And it just did not work. Oops. I don't know. It took the fun out of it. So it wasn't until this past year when he's retired. So he's now 76. And rambling on a little bit here, but he's now 76. Just this past June, I guess. Oh, nope, sorry, July. He was off to the province of Quebec in Canada for what we generally call in English the FISM, but it stands for something in French, but it's the what did I do wrong? Oh, that's not supposed to be that. But it's the Federation, or let's say it properly. International Federation of Magic Societies is really what it boils down to, and I can't remember quite how to say it, but FISM in French acronym. So yeah, in English we call it the FISM, which is in essence not just a magic convention for magicians and so forth. It's the FISM level is the basically the Olympics for magic. So that's my sort of sports connection there. And the best of the best win that, and pretty much it's in a way it's kind of like America's Got Talent, or wherever you're at, it's Got Talent. That it can, if you win the FISM, it can make your career. So they went to go see, not to compete in, but to go watch the FISM, and yeah, he wrote back afterwards, or he actually said to my mother, which is good because he was getting to be like, we thought, cranky, crotchety old man, but he said to her one day, just after being able to shoot the breeze and spitball with other magicians for the first time in many years, that he actually said, thank you for rekindling my interest in magic, because after he made it a business, it killed the interest for him. Oh! My son just messaged me, apologies for the ding, but that was the reminder that I had said I was going to swap after break and do caving. For some reason, I utterly forgot. So yeah. Shout out to Star Wars Fan Kid for watching and catching me on that one. So let's going to run myself out of blocks. No, run myself out of this particular space, so that when I'd have to go back down again, then we'll sleep it off and get out of here, because I actually have to go way up top to fix that part. Block is wrong anyway. There. 1, 2, 6. Okay. That's as far as I can go here. I think. Maybe. Oh, one little bit. One. Not trying to one more thing myself to death, but the more I can do while I'm here, the better. This one. That. 1. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Endstone. Glass. Where'd the glass go? 2, 3. Go. 1. I know that if I go up high enough with this, I could actually jump on the glass and do the top edge of it. But yeah, once I said I was going to do one thing, and that was what my kids wanted to watch, then I should probably try and stick to it. Before I run into any trouble anyway. Not supposed to be quartz up here anyways. Then is gets herself on unrelated tangents and loses track of where she is. What did I just do? 2. And I get all the way to the top. Nope. Not from here. Blink. I've said, oh, just till I get to where I can't work it anymore. Well, unfortunately, I think actually I've been able, in theory, to do more, but I'm just trying to cut it off at a decent spot, so caving ASAP. The moment I start adding pressure to myself, I start making mistakes. I just need to stay chilled. This, that, and that. This one. I have to keep my marker where I'm at. That one. One. Welcome back, Lord Snarl. Oh, you're very, very welcome, Benson. It's actually easier for me to stream on days when I've actually had a proper wake up. So I think that part might get a bit better now that my kids have to get up earlier for school, because it's a lot. I want to be able to, at minimum, see them out the door, even though they're now at the age where they don't need mom or dad to walk them to school anymore. So in theory, I don't need to get up for it, but within reason, I think I'm trying to get my sleep schedule back into shape, as well as a few other things, because, you know, the more you read, the more you find out what you're doing wrong. Aside from drowning in unwatched videos about Minecraft projects I want to learn more about, and streaming tips I want to learn more about, and health stuff I want to learn more about, you know, all of that stuff. I did run myself out of things. Aside from drowning in all that stuff, I've also been reading articles on personal health items and how sometimes sleep can do, in addition to spending too much time seated in front of my computer, there's also like other things that say, you know, sleep helps contribute to other behaviors that can be detrimental to one's girth. Wow, that sounds really weird when I say it that way. But yeah, so step 1. Easier to motivate myself when I can actually have had a good sleep. So I'm trying to crank it back, which means that I end up getting up at a more normal time. And in the overall, that ends up allowing me extra time with the family. Good news as well. Okay. Anything else I usually leave behind? Not that I can think of. I've got 60 torches. That may not get us super far, but better than where it used to be. So, Lord Snarl, I did mention earlier, I would like to know what you were up to in stream, because I do believe you had to take the dogs out fairly shortly after you raided in. I'm just curious to know. Excuse me just one second. I've got a really, really itchy nose. There we go. Okay, we're back. Just can't probably itch your nose on camera. Not so much. I've tried, and yeah, gross. Okay, so wow. Right, these cats are hilarious. One of these days, I'll build myself an AFK malt. Wow, Delenn. I'm a good flyer sometimes, but this particular time, definitely not. Or was it as they said earlier, absolutely not. There we go. Come on, you. Let's build an automatic bamboo farm, and I've been changing the layout of the second castle. Oh, okay. That sounds interesting. So, castle renovations. Good thing to work on. Okay. Different hole. And we go down through here. Should I just simply light that up? Oh, it lights itself up. Okay. Throw a torch down here then. And get back out of this spot. I wasn't sure if this was another hole patched to the previous one, so to speak. But it turns out it is not. Here. There we go. Go down the original one. You can see that I've called the waypoint for this beam home-ish, because technically I'm not really back at the base. That's how I was getting in and out of the last spot. Now, wondering, can I... Ow! Okay, well that's not a smart move. Ooh, and I'm wearing all the good armor. Dag nabbit. Just in case I die, I really don't want to lose the one set of netherite armor I've got. I haven't got netherite for the other set yet. So that's why I'm not going to use that particular batch. Take this and that. And if I have to buy another pair of elytra, I will do so. I'm not going to worry too much about that. 2, 3. I haven't actually got enough netherite to netherite my weapons yet, so I'm not going to worry about that either. Okay, there's something in the last time I did this I said I forgot. Got a bed. Got torches. It's the I really should have brought X, and I cannot remember what it was. Dag nabbit. Anyways, right here. Focus, Delenn, focus. Remember, okay, well. Milk? Can't remember why I needed milk. Oh, bucket of water, that's what it was. Well, thank you, I appreciate that. It means that I'm making progress, right? That's really the key. I guess part of it, whether or not one has good building skills, sometimes it's one's creativity. There are the people that impress me are the ones that can come up with castles and mega builds and whatever that they keep. Some people make designs, but other people, it's all up here. And that just knocks my socks off. You know, I mean, you can have a general concept or general thought or even a pencil sketch, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you've got any idea what's going on. In a bigger sense. That doesn't sound like English, actually. Diamonds, no. One there. One for now. Probably don't need to be wandering around in the nether with milk. I will need building blocks. That ought to do it. Alright, not nether, sorry. Come on. There we go. But I appreciate that. That I would have any opportunity to inspire someone else. Not something I would have ever expected. Okay, home-ish is actually, I should probably edit that. So just before I jump down this waterfall again, I'm just going to switch home-ish over here. Okay. Waypoints. Where's home? Edit. Close one currently. That helps. New. 2512. That's just okay. A lot easier. That way. On. Other one. And remove that. It's. Oh my god. Wow. That's not even a word. There we go. Put a hyphen in there. That makes more sense. Home-ish. Okay. And I make the thing and I didn't save it. I'm really batting 1,000 today. Okay. Save. There we go. I think I put the geode thing in here. Nope, I did the same thing. I escaped it without hitting, without actually making a point for the geode. Yay! Well, I'm not going to waste the time on that one today, but I do have to go back to where I've been before. The journey map, always mapping caves for the win. You can see we've got ourselves a mine complex. That's apparently busy with skeletons at the moment. But there are several other geodes to visit. This is kind of cool, just amusement-wise in the way that it mapped. Is it? In this corner, they actually even show you the geode split through, which I find kind of cool. Okay. So I guess I'm going in sort of a west direction, I suppose? That doesn't really matter, actually, because if I end up in a north direction, I can end up in the caves as well, or the mine shafts as well. Let's just ride it down, see where we go. All your ability does come out of your... Yeah. Well, that's actually another one, is the farms I have are usually default farms. Either it's things that I'm sick of asking other people for, or it's something that one of those I have always wanted, but I've usually delayed long enough that there's been a community version. Gold, okay, yeah. Oh, I'll take that. Sure. Flow's good for free, why not? Okay, I went all the way down the last time, but let's just see where some of these go. Oh, fiddle. Just give me a second to write down something. Search dimensions. Dingo notes. I don't really have any caving notes at the moment, so let's grab a new paper. I'm trying to start to sort my notes a little better than I did before. But install. There. Writing myself a note to install a HUD who has multiple features, one of which happens to be looking at the light levels. Oh, that's how I got lost the other day. Okay, so I was kind of where I wanted to be, without even realizing it. So I chickened out when I was trying to get up, and I kept going up the stream here, but I stopped here, this level, I would have found my way out a little quicker. Okay, so keep wanting to go that way. Alright, going this way then. There's some stuff I lit up because I had seen baddies and just never got around to coming back. Down there. More stuff. Okay, okay. Dirt my way across, I suppose? There's just enough lava in here that I don't always recognize where I've lit up, where it's lighting itself up. Time to get lost in the cave system. Yeah, I got very lost on the weekend. I have a map, as you can clearly see. I refer to my map as well, but I can get super duper lost. So now, if I pull out the layers and just see, where am I here? I am standing on level 12 above. If I go down 1 to 16, okay, so I am very close to being in something that'll get me to the mine shaft, but not actually in it yet. You can start to see the bridge that I had seen earlier, which makes it interesting. Oh, and we're nearly at, cancel. We're nearly at geo number 2, which you can see just northeast of me, which is very, very tempting. But because that's not what I'm here for, let's just go up. I'm just going up a little bit because, come on you. Oh, dark nothing. Okay, we're good with that. Office? Ah. Visitors. Minus. Oh. Save. Like an where it is. Serving? Ooh. Rugby. Business would be a coffee shop or art studio. Awesome. One of the things that we actually have lost in our neighborhood, which I would appreciate having back if we could, is really want to break into a cave system from underneath. Not cave system, mine shaft from underneath. Considering how much I hate spiders, the answer to that would be easily no, but one of those, there's always a first time for everything, I suppose. With the skeleton camping the hole. Fantastic! Oh. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is this. Actually, maybe something really innocuous that they're very clear this does not belong here. Okay, that does not belong here. Should make it easy enough for me to figure out where I've been and what needs to be done. Alright. Take a quick look and see where are we at. Vertical chunk -1. Let's come down. Okay, so not a ton of... Hello? I hear you. You're above me. Literally. Okay, I'm gonna stay over here. What I think I'm gonna do is take out the south direction towards this geode, Not because I don't want to go into the caves or into the mine shaft, but I think that's probably going to be an entire stream on its own, so I could book that for Thursday. Make the entire stream do that. What that's an interesting thought. I mean, on that same vein, you know, one of the things I might consider trying to do if I had unlimited money to start a business could be to intentionally run, that's not weird, but intentionally running a thrift shop. So a thrift shop, in the sense I'm referring to, I mean, you guys probably have a very good idea what I'm getting at, you know, and I've probably seen plenty for own areas. But in this case, people who don't have a whole lot of funds would come and buy clothing from bigger named brands for inexpensive pricing. I'm well aware that a business like that would very frequently get taken advantage of by other individuals that probably could afford things. But there's times where you kind of go, okay, people either end up having to get the out of... That was dumb. Yeah, to either get the out of styles multiple years old, or else they are you a skeleton? I can hear you. Can't see you. They have to get the styles that are out of fashion, or they just never could have afforded them in the first place. And so I think that might be an interesting one, is to run one of those thrift businesses that allow allow people without funding to buy brand name stuff, to be part of the trends and more socially accepted more easily with less money. I said I was going to head south, not south. Oh, bats. Bat. Spider here, so let's put them there and get some webs. Don't know if some of you are aware, but I am very afraid of spiders in real life, and some of the Minecraft ones do bother me, so I'm getting used to it. Cave spiders might actually, there's a slim chance cave spiders might be cuss, so just a heads up for that one. I doubt it, but can't totally write it off. Leave that there. No, and I've actually been, my husband, in addition to being a very busy traveling kind of guy sometimes, Fantastic Sherlock Fox is an army brat, which means that he's actually had to go all over the world and stuff. And for a while, his parents were hosted/invited to Australia on behalf of Canadian Army to give instruction at the college. Can't remember where it was exactly, of what city. But in any case, so what actually used to happen is every school summer here, he'd go to Australia. And sometimes he'd gone outside the main cities and stuff like that, or where he was. But how that fits into the story is that between him and some other ones, I am well aware of the spiders that are possibly about the size of a dinner plate. 8 to 10 inches. Not my cup of tea, shall we say. Or even am I? I missed the geode altogether. How did I do that? Am I just on the wrong level for it? But where am I? Kind of above it, I suppose. Yeah, I'm very much above vertical 1, 0. It's on between minus 17 and minus 32, somewhere in northeast of me. Okay. And I guess I will just stay where I'm at and head south. branch coming off soon. Data Mineshaft could be an entire episode in itself, and frankly, it appears to be. Oops. The interesting. I will admit, I have a good amount of muscle tension right now. I'm not going to take every spider web in the sun, under the sun, but I know that if I have to freak out and run, the last thing I want to do is get stuck in a spider web. Yeah. Well, I mean, sorry, when I said dinner plate, I meant like as in the body part of the spider is an 8 to 10 inch dinner plate. That's before you even get to the legs. So just the concept of that scares me. I'll give you an example of how freaked out and wimpy I am in that respect. And yes, I use the term intentionally. Is that in the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets movie, Fantastic Sherlock Fox actually will tell me when he sees the spiders starting to show up. He's like, oh, here's the part. And I just close my eyes. I listen to it. But I do not watch it. I've seen, you know, the Aragog and the vehicle chase scene and whatever involving giant spiders a few times. Not a ton, but I've seen it a few times. Like, as in seen it. But most of the time, I don't actually visually watch that part. I used to be highly frightened of the spiders in World of Warcraft, which is kind of sad. I cannot use the spiders enabled in the Mo-Benz add-on, particularly when I'm using an alternate texture pack, because there's an awful lot of texture. Don't surprise me like that. Where are you? You rotten? Come here. You're gonna be on fire. Boink. So yeah, people who put together texture packs have a wonderful enjoyment of making the spiders look more real. I can't handle it. Suffice to say, it's not something that I can take. So yeah, one of the first things I do if I get stuck in a mod pack that has the Mo-Benz thing on is, for fits and giggles, turn it on for the player, which is usually defaulted off, but turn it off for the spiders. There's actually another mod, which unfortunately has not been updated for a very long time, so it's usually hit or miss as to whether it's going to operate with your system. It definitely does not in the later versions of vanilla Minecraft, but it's actually called Arachnophobia, for good reason. And what it actually does is, truthfully, surely just disables actual spiders, and then you've got other mods, it also, by default, I guess, or by side effect, manages to disable the spiders that are a result of, that are used as other mobs. So some people will add additional mobs to the game based off of existing mobs. And so the Arachnophobia would have killed those as well. You don't always get, you lose out on the drops and the string and whatever. I'm willing to take that. It's okay. It's okay. I would rather whine and complain about string being convertible to wool and wool not being convertible back to string, as dumb as that sounds, rather than having spiders. But I'm not coming at it from a, hey, you're disrespecting arachnophobes angle. I think that's just really immature. But it's a thing. It's a thing. So I'm getting used to the ones in Minecraft. It's still, they jump scare the snot out of me. Especially when they do things that I didn't think they were supposed to do. While building the mob farm, I discovered that, oh, whoops. Sorry for the spoiler then, Lord Snarl. while building the mob farm, I discovered that sometimes spiders, even though you think that they're not, or even though you think that during the daytime they're not hostile, such is not necessarily the case. Because I've had spiders that are supposed to be non-hostile during the day jump on me. When I was building my mob farm, I was making some, like, getting supplies down from the island below and stuff like that. And yeah, so it's a wide open island. There's no trees. It's not like there was anything hiding it to make the spiders hostile. But I decided to go get in my boat, and the spider jumped in with me. You can imagine how I reacted to that one. So, yeah. I don't even know where I am. I can see on my screen the home-ish is over there, so truthfully I haven't gone very far. I haven't gone up either, so we could get lost in this place for days. So far, no payoff, aside from, like, if I wanted rails. If I wanted rails or iron, there's those galore, but I do have an iron farm. Okay, that's not fake. I can hear it. Cannot see it. Not good. Oh no? It's probably... Oh, geez. Okay. Not liking that, just in case. Yeah. Not liking that puppy. I was gonna go down that hall, too. Okay, so what we're seeing that just freaked me out. You guys can see... I heard one spider, and I thought, okay, where is it so I can take it out? Then 4 more suddenly showed up all at once, which I can guarantee, of course, would be a spawner. I'm willing to bet, since we've got a weird little cluster up on this west side here of creepers, that there's probably a creeper spawner over there as well. So yeah, for now, nobody's coming through, so I'm just gonna leave that be. Actually, I figure out how do I mark it for myself that I do not want to go there. Actually, the way that I've done the bar will probably let me know. Okay, not that direction. There's enough space in here, I can avoid those guys. Yeah, yes, right? Yes. So I can guarantee you guys will probably be able to get me with jump scares in here. I wouldn't necessarily be too pleased if you did, but I'm pretty sure you can. Came from over there. That looks like it goes on forever. Gonna bet before I even look. Was that CJ? Let's see. Yep, CJ. You prankster. Getting to be as bad as Peregrine. Peregrine jump scared me for quite a lot for quite a while.
Hello there.
Hello?
Hello there, CJ. At the moment, you're the only one that has used those stickers in a decent quantity. You've discovered all the ones that I keep forgetting I need to disable. That's just one of those take time things. But yeah, so you're that's why I figured out it was you. On the other hand, you've become a portmanteau in our house. Those 2 words squashed together to mean something else. And so backstory to that is when Zerk would, in Dadcraft 73's streams, would repeatedly use the creeper noises, I suppose it was, to try and scare Dadcraft. We used to call it that Dadcraft was getting zerked, because that was repeatedly the same sound over and over again. So CJ has earned himself the dubious honor of the title of being able to zerk Delenn? Rather successfully. Okay. I wanted that stupid geode. Dagnabbit. Go this way then. Where am I in comparison to where I want to be? Better be above me, you walking. And wow. That's the other thing that CJ can get me with. He can. Oh, the spawner is probably right in behind this wall because those spiders are really loud and they're right here. And I think there's zombies on this other side. While we're at it, let's just see what else we can find. Okay, so I'm on 1, and I needed to go down to... Nope, not there. 16 to 1, no. Creepers, where am I? Okay, nowhere interesting here. Fun. So I guess the longer I stand here, the more fun this place gets. Yay. Alrighty. Oops. Same level I'm at. In. Home-ish. Well. Right here. Not exactly a cliffhanger, but it's the will Delenn get herself home in time? Yeah. You want to bet there's at least a zombie spawner in here somewhere? That's quite the monster. Okay, Dinah. Home-ish. Well, Thursday. Thursday is more of this. Let's get out of here just enough that I can actually be heard. Alright, so, just for... because we're headed towards the end. So, the next stream for sure will be... Oh, Rocky. The plan for tomorrow is to roll some bingo. However, I need to make it clear, for those of you that are aware of a bit of a competition that DadCrest73 is running, where the fastest winners get to go head-to-head with him. Definitely not something I'm participating in. I will be still playing bingo, and I'm still part of his community-ish. Sometimes it doesn't feel right, but, you know, that's neither here or there. So I will be doing bingo, but my goal is not to finish. That sounds dumb. Or, let's see, let's put it the other way around. I do not have a goal to finish. Let's put it that way. I would like to get faster each time. I would like to get fewer deaths each time, maybe practice some better techniques, so use it as like a training system. However, the idea that I'm actually going to, compete with any of these people and have a decent time or anything of that nature is not actually on the goal list. I would love it. I would probably crack apple juice or something and have a great time if I successfully completed, but that's not on my must-do list-ish. Probably the easiest way of putting it. So I just wanted to be upfront about that so that there are no expectations. There pretty likely will be at least one death and some bad spawning and some accidental ignoring of things that I should have picked up. There's those types of derps. You're welcome. Anybody who wants to is welcome on in to either watch, chat, or watch, chat, or lurk. More than welcome to do those sorts of things. I just wanted to make sure that there were no illusions, and that suggestions are welcome as well. Just I will tell people when it's getting too bossy. That's really all there is to it. But yeah, suggestions are highly welcome because I would love to learn from different people who have successfully completed and know exactly what they're up to. I also will guarantee I'll not be faster, partly because I will endeavor to still respond to chat when I can, and or chat pranks, depending on your point of view, CJ. Yeah, so I will be trying to do those sorts of things, which generally guarantees a slower run one way or the other. But yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow, is the bingo. And then Thursday, we will be back in the caves, or we may, if I find my way out in between, we may start outside and then head straight back into the caves, because as you can see, there's quite a lot of the mine shaft still to be explored, particularly at the rate my chicken level gets it. Because, yeah. The other thing I might do, and we'll see how scared I'm feeling over the course of the week, or how annoyed I was at bingo or some such. I'm hoping to be in a good mood for the mine shaft, but the other side of it is that oh, okay, I guess it was up there. Is that if I feel that I need, I guess you'd say, more knee pads, more padding, then we may dirt briefly with breaking up the mineshaft trips to like once a week or something, and spend some time in the nether doing that branch mining thing for netherite. But I'd love to do that off camera. It's just I don't usually get a whole lot of off camera time first couple of weeks of school. So yeah, that's where we're at. You did get me, CJ, but more about why. Why that sticker? Oh, I've been CJ'd again. How he does that, I will never know. Okay, so in any case, this is where we're at. I think I'm in a safe enough spot that we can get ourselves changed. Oh, and then for anyone who may not have been able to be here on the weekend, just gonna show this. And yeah, this is the new skin. It's actually going to get the channel logo changed as well. I have to find a good spot to get a good headshot or body shot of it, but that's going to be the new look. So I'm going to switch over the end screen, and I still have yet to write my script to get a better ending blurb, but just saying quickly, my thanks to everyone, and then we shall find someone. Actually, let's find someone to raid, and then we'll say that. Oh, exit. So people are just starting, so I'm going to give them a couple of minutes. So as always, thank you very much, Lord Snarl, for the raid and for bringing your party over. I really appreciate that you're willing to trust me with your crew. Thank you very much for being able to drop by Benson. And as much as it gets me some days, thank you very much, CJ, for your involvement in keeping me on my toes. What else have we got? Yeah. Yes, those are the main crew today. Thank you very much to Chief Tackleberry and G. James for dropping in early on, and if you're still lurking, I appreciate everybody who's had a chance to pop in, whether or not they've said hello or just hung out for a few minutes. You guys are all very valued on this channel because you help me keep doing what I'm doing, and I enjoy it for the most part. Every stream, if I'm nervous going in, I feel better when it's over. Not that it's finished, but yeah, like it's a good headspace thing for me. So let's see who we can have live. Okay. Tis a Groova day. So looks like Groova has just started because he has a low quantity of viewers just yet. We are going to go and raid Groova. I'll get the raid started and then I'll show you the raid message we have.
Mislift managed.
Alright, and here comes your raid message. Oh, it played twice. Okay, well, that's fine. I think I double-clicked the button. If you have access, feel free to grab the one with the little rainbow sheep in it. And then that's for the subscribers. If not, go ahead and use the global one below with just the raid pickaxe. Or if you guys have any other preferred emotes that you want to use, that's fine too. But we'll head on over to Groova, give him all our best, and I will join you briefly, but then I need to go and do that whole mom thing. So if I don't get to see you guys again, have yourselves a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Transfer complete.